Hey guys, welcome back to Likewise Pod. I'm Issa.
And I'm Sam, and we're so excited for another episode this week. Today, I get to interview Issa because she already interviewed me, and so third co-host interview for you.
Yeah, exciting stuff. I'm always so nervous for when I'm being interviewed because I'm just so not used to it.
Right, and especially not knowing, we have so many potential questions and not knowing which one's coming next. Which one am I going to actually ask? Which ones am I not even going to ask at all?
No, I remember for the very first one, and actually for the very first episode, and then also the first co-host interview, I literally wrote down every single thing I was going to say because I was like, I don't want to talk for super long, and I know that once I get on something, I'm just going to ramble and go on tangents, and things just aren't going to make sense. So I'll just type exactly what I want to say, but then I still talk for 5 minutes on every single thing.
It's funny, I was listening to your old one, and there was a couple times where you and I both were like, I'm going to go off script for a second.
Yeah.
What do we even mean we're going off script? But
Just asking questions that we didn't write down. I was like, oh,
right.
No one. Okay. As always, we'll start this episode with our roses and thorns for the week. So, Sam, lay it on me. What are your roses and thorns?
Okay, my rose is very fresh. It's blooming, budding, whatever the word for roses is. I think I'm going to go to a Mariners game while I'm home. I was just looking today, and there's a series against the LA Angels the first week of April. And so I think I might go and try and get my whole family to go and kind of do it for my dad for his birthday, which would be fun. And one of the nights, get this, one of the nights is a bark at the park night. Whoever did that on the Mariners marketing team and had specific dates throughout the season, that is a bark at the park where there's special dog areas and dog nights. Good for you. That's amazing. So yeah, that's my rose. And then I should have started with my thorn, man. But my thorn isn't even that bad. I just really want to finish my book. I'm reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I haven't gotten a chance to finish it. I'd like a good day where I read from 20% to 66% because I had a car appointment, and so I was at the car dealership for a long time. So I blasted through most of it, but I still need to finish, and I've been working on it for about 2-3 weeks now. So just finding some time. What about you?
I want to read that book, but I need to buy it first. But also, I have so many books that I haven't read. Okay, I guess that could be one of my thorns is that I just have not read I haven't read since January. January, I read a book, which I was like, yes, amazing, I'm reading again. And I haven't read since. So we're a little more than halfway through March. Live, laugh, love. Okay, but my real thorn, I mean, that is a real thorn, but that's something I can control. So my real thorn, though, something I can't control, my men's March Madness, so bad. My bracket is doing so bad. These men are doing me so dirty during Women's History Month. That's unacceptable. That's so rude.
Right.
What the heck? Just be respectful of me during my month. Anyways, whatever. But my rose is my women are respecting me. So I only have one game so far that has not gone according to plan. But it's because I'm dumb and chose an 11 seed over a 6 seed. However,
Hey.
I also chose Pitt over. Shoot, who did the men play? I don't remember. I chose Pitt and they're 11 seed and they beat the 6 seed.
Oh, Iowa State.
So I was like, you know what? Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Iowa State. I was like, why did I do that? And then once I won, I was like, perfect, amazing. But then all the other 11 seeds have lost. I'm like, great, love that. And I was looking through my picks. I was like, wow, I've made a lot of 11 seed picks, men and women. So I'm like, great, amazing, love that for me.
Yeah, I did it. Mine with men's is really silly too, where I'll have the one where I did the 9 seed over the 8. It went with the 8, and the one when I put the 8 over the 9 one. So it's those close ones where I'm like, man, I did it backwards. If I would have just done it the other way on the other two, it would have worked out for me. So it's funny how that's working out. It's I get one right, or then I'll get them both wrong instead of them each right. But yeah,
Yeah.
it is a little
Oh,
annoying, but it's really fun. I have a sheet printed out of mine at work that I'm highlighting with a red and green Sharpie on the ones that
oh
I
yeah.
have.
I have mine printed out, except I haven't like written them down, so I need to like actually write them down. Like I just have, yeah. But oh my gosh, but I did get UGA over Florida State for the women
Oh,
today.
I did not.
So yay, Issa. But I was like 10 over 7, yeah, that makes sense. And then I was like 11 over 6, that does not make sense. Oh, so we'll see how the rest goes.
Uh, Amazing. I'm very excited. And very soon we will be talking about it on Outcast, our new sports
Oh yeah,
podcast. If you haven't heard.
this was just a little teaser. And actually, I was just realizing today, and by today I mean the first day of women's March Madness, second day of like the whole March Madness thing in general. Um, I was realizing, I was like, wow, we did not put our brackets together to come up with like an Outcast bracket.
Oh yeah, we only did our separate ones, huh?
I mean, we definitely could,
We could
and
do the
like we,
second chance one because there's the like men's
oh
second
yeah,
chance where you go from Sweet 16 on.
interesting, interesting.
We'll do
You know
that.
what? I was thinking about it. I was like, people should be allowed to like make brackets even after the start of the tournament, but like their total points is reduced because of like what like
Mm-hmm.
they it's as if they got like the whole first day or second day or however up to the point that they actually make a bracket wrong. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah.
that's a good system.
Yeah. But then I feel like there would also have to be like a little bit like some more penalties because the closer and closer you get, the better chance you have of
Right.
winning.
Yeah, that's what's nice that they put the like second chance one as its own separate tournament of those ones.
Yeah. I'll
Um,
have to look into that.
yeah, maybe we'll learn from some of our, not even our mistakes, their mistakes, because some of the ones that we lost out on, they really should have won, like
Oh my
Arizona.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like A&M. I okay. I won't go into this too much because this will be for Outcast. But I had A&M going to Final Four. And you know what? That might sound really, really silly because if you know basketball, like, I mean, it might sound really silly if you know basketball, but I don't. So, you know what? It just sounded right to me.
Yeah,
But apparently it wasn't. And I was so sad.
yeah. We're sad,
So,
but also excited and still very invested.
yeah, like this is exhilarating. I wish someone would have told me how exhilarating
Right.
March
Where has
Madness
this been
was.
all my life? Why have I never
No,
done
I know.
this?
Like, why did we not do this in college?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Oh, that's so weird to say. Why didn't we do this in college? Ugh, I feel so old.
I've been having okay, Barstool, BBT, Best Bar Town stuff, when all that was
Hmm.
happening, I was like thinking about Pullman bars, and then I was like watching these videos. I was like, what is this? And it was Timber, and because I never went, and it wasn't really a thing until pretty late for us, and so
Hmm.
just seeing all the videos, I'm like, whoa, where was this? I did have one of those moments.
Oh my gosh. I went to Timber once. It was like during Halloween. One of
Mm,
No, senior year, not one of the years. It was senior year. When else would I have gone? Yeah, it was n nothing special. But yeah, I was doing stuff for BBT. I was like, yeah, best bar town. But in actuality, it's probably really not. It's
right.
But anyways, beside the point.
Well, what do you say we just get rocking and rolling with this interview? This is so interesting, actually, going from just kind of talking about college and feeling like all of a sudden we feel like we're so far out of it because we're saying things like, why didn't we do this in college? Um, but it really has been over a year since we recorded the last co-host interviews. Those were September 2021, so quite a while ago.
Oh my
And
gosh,
then,
yeah.
well, yours was September. Mine was way before that. Um,
Yeah.
but yours was September. So I guess in the last year or more, what is something new you think you have learned about yourself?
Oh gosh. Okay. Sam like highlighted this question on the doc and made a comment saying asking this first. And so I've been like trying to think of something. I'm like, what have I learned about myself? I don't know. And because I feel like I've learned a lot, but now that I'm like being put on the spot, I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
Probably though, that like, I mean, I've always known that I've like always had a lot of interests and have like always wanted to do a whole bunch of different stuff. But I've really, really like learned that in the past year and a half, um like my major, for example, it was literally nothing special, social sciences, and so like there's a whole bunch of different stuff could do with that. And so I was taking a whole bunch of different classes and not like specializing in any one thing. And it was just all really interesting to me. And now having this like part-time with the Sounders, um, it's just been a lot of fun and like kind of doing stuff like getting more involved with my church and doing stuff here and there and blah 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 blah. Like just all these things I'm doing like kind of part time or like volunteer or whatever. Like I told my mom this. Actually, I don't know who I told, a few people, but I told my mom this. I was like, you know what? If I could get like all the benefits of a full time from like all these part time or like whatever, I could 100% see myself just doing like a few different part times like my whole life and be so happy and content. Like, I mean, I want a full time job, but kind of like what you said in yours, in your interview, what like I'm not entirely sure like about my career goals. And
Right.
so 5 year plan, I don't have one. My 5 year plan is just um have a full time job, get money, get paid. But so I don't really know like what I want to do, but I know that I'm interested in a lot of things. And so I don't know, I feel like that's just a long way of saying that I just really found out that I am interested in surprisingly a lot of things because for the longest time I felt like I wasn't actually interested in doing anything. A lot of times when people say, "What do you want to do?" I was like, "I don't know. I just want to be a trophy wife."
Right.
Like, I don't want to do anything. And so actually knowing, like, okay, I know I do have interests. I do have a lot of things I want to do. Um, like the pod or, oh my gosh, rip to the YouTube. Uh,
Rip.
but sort of things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just rambling. Love that.
No, that makes sense though. I relate to that. I feel like it's easy to automatically, if you don't really have a big goal or vision for something you want to do, it makes you think that you don't want to do anything or you don't have, like that you don't have anything you're really going towards. But then hitting the point of realizing, like, oh, that's okay. And I actually am just interested in so many different things. And
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to find the one thing that's gonna make me the most, like, I don't know, ready to commit to it.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Well, this next one is an old question I'm going to bring back, and it kind of ties back into this one from things you learn about yourself to then now, what's something you're most excited about or for in the next year?
I don't know. Like the future, I love thinking about the future, but it also gives me anxiety because I don't know what the future holds. And so, as much as I would love to say, oh my gosh, yes, I'm going to be working for the Sounders full time a year from now, like that would 100% be my answer if I knew it, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And so, it's it's just hard, but I'm excited. I would say that I'm really excited to see how and where I grow. Um, Whether it is with the Sounders, which, hoping and praying, but
Mm-hmm.
I know that the things I've learned in that role have already been like immense. I've learned more doing that than I have any other time doing whatever else. And so that's been fun and just really making connections and yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see where I go, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I'm not answering your questions.
No,
There's
you definitely are. That's exciting. It's always something to look forward to, and it's kind of something that's been taking up a lot of your time. So it's
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
mind.
People are probably so tired of me posting about Sounders like 24/7 or even the Mariners or now March Madness because I'm like because sports are just my personality trait now, apparently.
Right.
But I'm like, well, that's what I'm most interested in. So, or music things, and then people are also probably tired of that. But I'm like, you know what? I don't really care that much because if you don't want to see it, you can unfollow or you can just not watch.
Exactly. Good attitude. Well, that was a very authentic statement, which makes me want to ask my other old question, which was the first question I asked, honestly, probably in either just that one or maybe even the first one. But I decided I wanted to change the question. I used to ask Issa what makes her either like an individual or what does she think makes her most unique or set her apart from other people. But now I kind of want to just turn that into like what is something you think is authentically you or yours, and just like I don't know, something you really identify with or I don't know, see as being very true to yourself.
Okay, yeah, so I know what I said last time, and it was so not weird, but I was like, I just can't think of an answer. But now I feel like I have a better grasp of it, and people have told me this before. And I was like, oh, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like, I like that. But I think that something that makes me me, or something that I really feel that I kind of hold near and dear to my heart, is just being excited for like the little things. I don't know. Like, I love
Mm,
knowing what brings other people joy. I love knowing about other people's passions. I love knowing just about other people. And you know what? It might be because I'm nosy. It might be because I genuinely like people. Like, who would have thought Issa's a people person? I would not have guessed that. But I just love knowing what makes people happy and what brings them joy and why they're passionate about the things that they're passionate about. And so just kind of seeing and recognizing the little things. And then I remember conversations pretty well, and like I generally am able to remember names and faces, and so being able to remember that, as well as like if they say, oh my gosh, I really like this, blah blah blah, and then however
mm,
much time later I can be like, oh my gosh, remember, or not like remember this, but I'll be like, oh hi, so actually okay. So I am pretty good with names and faces, but I'm always scared. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if they think I'm weird because I remember them, but they don't remember me? Like, I don't want to make them self-conscious. But then I remember, but then I have to tell myself, like, no, I love it when people remember my name and my face. Like, it makes me feel important. So I want to make other people feel important, even if they don't remember me. And so, kind of just thinking about it from that perspective, I'm trying to like step out of my comfort zone and really use people's names when I see them and be like, oh my gosh,
mm.
hi, Sophia. Hi, Lorenzo. I don't know. Uh, but that, and then just also remembering like just little things about them and showing appreciation for those things, because I feel like the little things are what make us who we are, and not necessarily the big things, or like the big experiences and stuff. And that I don't know. I like to make people feel seen and loved and valued.
I love that. It's always so fun kind of having those little things that you remember about someone, but also I guess being on the other end of that. I like it when people remember things about me that were probably
Mm-hmm.
just barely dropped in conversation and then they remember it or know it, or like you would send like an Instagram post or something that you see that you know is related to something I like, even if you haven't paid much attention to it. You know, just
Mm-hmm.
little details like that. And it's really great and personal and I don't know, builds friendship.
Yeah, I like it.
Exciting. Um, with that, just overall being a people person, relationship building. I know we talked about this a little bit in my interview, but how would you kind of describe your experience now with making friends in adult life and building those connections versus throughout school and college or anything from childhood?
Yeah, so I talk about this with people actually a lot, and I just have so much imposter syndrome with friendships. Like, honestly, Sam, even with us sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, not like does she actually like me, but is she annoyed with me that I don't do this, or that she's
Right.
doing this or most of this, or blah blah blah. And so it's really hard for me to not necessarily like be secure in relationships and friendships, but just feeling like it's like a two-way street, really. Because I always
Mm-hmm.
feel like I like people so much more than they like me, and they just kind of tolerate me, and they're like, you know what, Issa's like good enough that I'll keep her around. And
Right.
so, yeah, we kind of talked about it in yours, but I, I don't know, making like real life adult friendships. It took me like probably a good probably like 6 months or something. Like these people in my church, they started going, and I didn't know them because I was at school and blah 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 blah. We were on the youth leadership team together, and then however many months later, um, I they were talking to me. And they're like, Issa, yeah, we want to get to know you. Like we like you. We love like our friends or something like that. I was like, oh my gosh, wait, like we're real life friends. This is an adult friendship. Like you're not just saying this because you have to, or and so just I don't know. It's such a weird thing for me because most of my friends are we're friends because we went to school together. We're friends because we
Mm-hmm.
were in the same sorority. We're friends because we grew up going to church together. And so like all these people coming into my life now or me going coming into their lives now in whatever season. Um like with working part-time with the Sounders, I have this group of friends and I did not know that we were as tight as we are, which I'm like so glad. But I was like, wow, I really like these people a lot more than they like me. But then one of the girls, she like just started sending me like reels on Instagram. I was like, oh my gosh, she
Perfect.
actually likes me. Like we're friends. We're real life friends. We don't just have each other's contact and socials just because that's what you do. But she's actually sending me stuff, and then I was reacting to it. I was like, okay, I don't want to come off too strong, so I was only kind of reacting to them, not really saying anything. But then I would send her something every once in a while. I was like, okay, just testing the waters, and then she would actually respond. It's like, oh my gosh, okay, cool, amazing. And then like another one, um, like we just I don't know, we just text sometimes and talk. I'm like, oh my gosh, real life friends. So it's kind of overcoming this just overcoming imposter syndrome really with friendships, which sounds so silly. I never would have thought about it this way, but yeah, just kind
Right.
of overcoming that and being like, okay, I'm taking up space in their lives because they want me to, not just because I'm there.
Mm. No, exactly. I feel like it almost even starts throughout college, the like friendship making imposter syndrome a little bit of like, yeah, we're friends here, but when they're back home, am I just their college friend? Or after college, am I just going to be their college friend? Am I ever going to actually, to them, be just as important or more important than the friends they had before me? Like, will we ever be as close as they were with their high school friends that they've known forever? Or like after college, are we even going to talk? Are we even going to still be friends? Like, I feel like that was just a constant thing. And then now I think, I mean, every friendship's obviously different because I do have friends from college that I used to talk to so much or certain years talk to a lot and then now don't really talk to. And you're probably the same way. Um, but it's just so interesting to like try and switch that off because it's kind of like what you said about remembering details about people and like not wanting to like either creep them out or make them self-conscious about
Mm-hmm.
not remembering you is then turning around and realizing, well, I don't that's not how I am with my friends, so that's probably not how like or how they are with me or whatever. Like I actually do want to be friends
Mm-hmm.
with these people, so they probably actually do want to be friends with me, and maybe we're both anxious about hanging out and we don't text a lot or ask each other to make plans all the time because they also don't want to be coming on too strong. So, yeah. Anyways, I just kind of rambled. Don't want to make it about me, but
Oh my gosh, no, you're totally fine. Like
I just felt like that
I
imposter syndrome was a little bit of what you were describing of like, ooh, but am I as much their friend as
mm-hmm.
their other friends are?
Yeah. And actually I just thought of this, but another thing that I've learned about myself within like the past year and a half or whatever is that I am a lot of people think I'm an introvert, which I think is so funny because I think I'm an extrovert, but I've learned I've kind of decided that I am an introverted extrovert or like a lazy extrovert because
Mm,
I hate the thought of like going out and doing things. I'm like, I don't want to. That's just so much work. But then once I'm out and doing things and like with people, I absolutely love it. I am like, yes, so glad I'm here. I never want this to end. And I just get so much energy from it. But then also like with the friend thing, I'm I just kind of feel like, okay, if they really want to, if they want to be friends, they'll come up to me, they'll talk to me. Like I don't want to put myself over there and like invade their space sort of thing. So it's not so much a, oh, if they want to be my friend, they'll come up to me. It's more of a, I don't want to be weird or have them think like, why the heck is this girl trying to like be friends with me all the time, blah blah. So it's more of like that side of things. But then,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I think I'm so great. They should want to be my friend. It's like, oh, do they want me to be their friend? If they do, they'll come up to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, another thing.
No, I love that. I feel like so many people can relate to that and will see, I don't know, or just feel validated by the way you've explained your feelings. Because I don't know, with anything relating to imposter syndrome, it just feels kind of lonely
Hmm.
because you tell yourself you're the only one who feels that way. And then
Yeah.
like later find out that so many other people were feeling the exact same way. So I feel like a lot of people will relate and feel just seen by that.
Yeah. I mean, like, I hope not, but probably.
um, wow. This is so funny. We had this moment yesterday too where it was like, where do I go from here? When a
Yeah.
question doesn't just lead you right to something else. Or I was so focused on our conversation that I wasn't even
Hmm.
thinking about my other questions I have for you. But I guess you did mention the Sounders and some of your friends that you have from there. And I know one thing you were doing with them. This is time for a silly question. Um, is y'all were asking the players what their favorite colors are. And so now I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite color and what do you think it says about you?
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to say, like, it's so much easier interviewing someone when we're both together because then it's so much easier flowing into next questions
Right.
because we have two minds thinking about it. And yesterday I was like, oh my gosh, Sam is so much better at this than me and like flowing into questions. But then you're just like, I don't know how to do this. So I'm like, okay, perfect, amazing, great. We both don't know how to do
Yeah.
it. um, Secondly, I'll answer the question. So my favorite colors are pink and yellow, but not just any yellow, but like a mustard yellow. And
Mm,
then pink, honestly, I'm not really sure what kind of pink, but not like hot pink or I don't know, baby pink, light pink, whatever you want to call it. Not dark, but I don't know. It just has to be a good pink and then I'll like it. Um, but then my favorite color to wear is black. And one of the players, Alex Roldan, asked me what my favorite color was afterward when he was done. And I said that. He said, that's a cop out. You can't, that's three. You can't say three because then it's not your favorite. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. You don't tell me what to do. But sorry, my headphones made a noise. That
oh,
scared me. But yeah, so it's I feel like it makes sense. One, I wear a lot of black and I just really like it. But also, people say that that's a cop out because it's not really a color, it's a tone or a shade or whatever. I don't even
right.
know. But I'm like, you know what? I wear it the most, so I like it. Um, but then having two/three favorite colors, I feel like it just shows how indecisive I am because I'm like, I don't know. But then I also really like green because there's so many nice shades of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also really like blue because there are so many nice shades of that too. And then yellow, love. And apparently I like orange. I used to hate orange, like absolutely disgusting and vile. But now I'm like, shoot, I like it. That's really annoying. So I don't know. I feel like I really don't know. I just feel like it shows how indecisive I am, which is really bad because I try to be a decisive person, but a lot of the indecision though is because I don't care. Not like I don't care in a bad way, but I don't have a preference. Don't
Right.
care. So I feel very good with flow, but I'm also very picky, which is so contradictory. And I don't know how it works, but somehow that's how it happens in
Mm-hmm.
me. So,
But also, why do you have to decide to have one singular favorite of something? You know?
yeah.
Also, like, how can you really tell which thing you love most? People always, not to make about myself, but a good example Skittles. And people ask,
Mm.
what's your favorite flavor Skittle? Well, sorry, I hate to break it to you. I think I like the red and the purple the same amount.
Mm.
and then I was like, ooh, but then like the orange is good. Oh, and the green's good. Like it's like you could just think about it, and who says you got to have one favorite when you could just
Yeah.
enjoy? You could enjoy more things.
Yeah. I like
So
it.
yeah.
I like it.
um, cool. Well, I definitely just put myself in the same pickle again. That's definitely not a question you can very easily talk about more things from. Um, but I guess just balancing, like you said, being indecisive, but also being picky. I feel like that goes along with how we see ourselves being kind of, I don't know, weird in the way that we're creative, like the way we talk about being logical and analytical, but also being
Mm-hmm.
creative. And that's why we get so many ideas and we make so much stuff, but we don't follow through with it, or we like get so perfectiony with it that we don't want to post something until we're so happy with it, or like anytime we're designing something, we're like, it's missing something. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess just like, how do you overcome that and kind of like get over the hump of creative blocks? I know that's an old question, but I think it's still kind of relevant because it happens to us all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of don't.
Right.
Like, Sam has been creating most of the like recent content on both Outcast and likewise just because I feel so like blocked, and I'm like, you know what? That's great. Amazing. I love it. But I don't know. I feel like I I get inspired kind of easily, but like we talked about a few weeks
Right.
ago, I'm very much like a minimalistic um I don't know, I have like a minimalistic eye, kind of, whereas Sam has a very maximalist
Yeah.
eye,
So
which is
true.
so funny. But I don't know, I'm kind of, I don't know, I just kind of see all these things on Instagram and like, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I kind of like that. There's something about it that I don't like. Maybe I like it. Oh, yeah, actually, I like it. And like, I just am going through, I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, that's so fun. That's so fun. And so I'll try to rework it with something that we're doing. Um, and so like I'll send them to Sam and she'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Or, oh my gosh, what if we do this too? Or, and so just kind of bouncing it off of others, which is really hard for me because I don't like when something isn't good enough. And like, I just want it to be great, perfect the first time. And so, like, receiving criticism, like, what's it, constructive criticism,
Yeah.
that's really hard for me. I mean, like, I know it's so good for me, but it's really hard for me because it feels like rejection and failure, which is something that I'm trying to work through.
Right.
But I don't know, like just seeing, like having others see something that I'm not in love with, or even if I am in love with it and they don't, and then be like, okay, well, what if we do this instead? And then I'm like, oh, so you don't like it? Amazing, great. And like it just kind of sends me into like this spiral in my head, which is so unhealthy.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Another long-winded way of saying um, that I kind of just if I'm in a like a creative block, I kind of just don't really get through it until I see something I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, and then I try to rework it for
Yeah.
something that we're doing.
I feel that. Very relatable. Um, I know you mentioned, I'm going to go off script. um,
Perfect.
I know you mentioned that, being able to take constructive criticism or not viewing it as failure, or there was something else. There was another word.
Rejection.
Oh, rejection. Yes. Not to, not me making you repeat the terrifying words.
Oh,
Um,
no.
but just like working through those things and trying to like get better at not feeling that way. Um, I'm going to steal kind of a question you asked me, but I guess goal wise or anything, what's something that you're working on for yourself to better yourself or something?
Yeah, it's really working through failure and rejection. Those, if you didn't know me, if you don't know this about me, I'm a type 3. three wing four, I
Mm,
think. I don't know. Sometimes it goes between four and two. Or, okay, obviously it goes between four and two because those are the three wings.
right.
But I'm a three wing four, I'm pretty sure. And so, like, four is the individualist. So, like, they like doing, all the creative things and being unique and all the blah, 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 blah. And then three is the achiever. So, I like to be doing things the right way, the best way, the first time. And
Mm,
then three wing four is just kind of a mix for it's a mess.
right. No, that
It's a
makes
mess.
sense. The way they come together, of like wanting
Yeah.
to achieve so much, but also being such an like individualist that you don't
Yeah.
want to know
Like,
what other people think.
yeah. Like, I'm so hypercritical of, I mean, not just of myself, but like of everyone and everything, which is really bad. I'm trying to work through that too. But I think just mostly I'm really, really trying to work through my fear of rejection and failure, especially with jobs. And so I've been
Mm.
like pushing myself to actually apply for jobs, and all of them have been for actually all but one have been for like these big massive companies where there are hundreds of candidates, but I'm like, you know what, that's one step. It's a baby step. Might not be a great step, but it's a step. And so just trying to work through that, and then also just being like, you know what, this, I might not be in love with this work, I might not be happy with what I made or with what I created, but this other person, usually it's Sam, can like definitely has stuff to bring to the table and can and probably will make it better and give me constructive criticism and give me feedback, and like not in a way that's like, oh my gosh, I hate this, but in a way that's, wow, this this is something that we can work with. I know, like, I get what you're trying to do, but it's not working, or we're not there yet, or whatever. But and so I don't know, yeah, just working through fear, rejection, and failure.
Yeah. No, I like that you brought the Enneagram into it. I feel like it made it really easy to understand where it comes from. But yeah, oh, that's so good. I'm speechless. Um, with like kind of, I guess, the way I give feedback, like you were saying, I feel like it comes from almost everything we do and make starts as a draft. Like I feel like we're always in
Mm-hmm.
draft mindset where anything that we're doing, it's always, we know it's always not the final thing. And sometimes we have fast thrown together things that I'll do or whatever and I'll post them and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
also a lot of what we do, we're like, oh, I just had this idea or just wanted to see what would happen if
Mm-hmm.
I do this. So it's not
Yeah.
even like we almost know it's not the final thing yet, which I think is
Yeah.
helpful for
Which,
both of us.
yeah, no, it's definitely helpful because it's like, okay, I have this idea. I don't have this product yet. Because when it's like a product, when it's an actual thing, that's when I get really nervous. And I'm like, shoot,
You're
Sam
in
might
too
hate
deep.
this. And I was like, oh no, no, no. But when it's an idea, and we're able to workshop it together, I'm like, okay, that's perfect. And yeah, like the way that I give feedback um is, okay, I don't hate it, like I really really like this, but blah 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 blah, like,
Yeah.
and again, I really really like it, I'm really sorry, like I just get so almost defensive,
Yeah.
but like for both parties, because I don't want them to feel like I hate something. I don't want them, like, okay, like with my mom for example, I know that she won't get offended if I say I don't like something she cooked, because I'm a really picky eater, which I learned about myself in college. But I'm a really picky eater, and I just, so many things taste so ugly to me. Like it's not even a texture thing, it's just a taste thing. And like I don't like a lot of things. And so I know she won't be offended if I say that I don't like something, but if I don't like something or if something is just a little bit off, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, okay, mom. I'm I you know what? I'm sure if I liked whatever, like if I liked bananas, I know I would love this, but I really don't like this. I'm really, really sorry. It just smells so bad and I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. And, but I'm sure it would taste really, really good to you and to like other people who like banana.
Yeah.
And I always feel so bad. I'm like, okay, I need to get over that part of myself. Be like, okay, it's okay for me to say I don't like something, or it's okay for me to say, this is great, but we could work on this here, or this is great, but blah, blah, blah. Or even say, honestly, I'm really sorry, but I just don't like it.
Yeah, that's really hard to do. I have a really hard time giving any kind of critique to people ever. So, like, that's one thing I'm always like, I don't know how I could ever be someone's boss because, and maybe that'll just come with time and being older. Because even
Hmm.
like anytime I've been in a leadership position, I cannot give feedback like that. It makes me
Yeah.
uncomfortable because I know how I feel when I get feedback, any kind, even if it's
Hmm.
positive. I get kind of weird.
Yeah, same. Same. Confrontation of any kind, positive, negative, I hate it. It just gives me so
Yeah,
much anxiety. It just stresses me out. You know what? Maybe we can work on this together, Sam.
yeah, we totally can.
I mean, don't say you hate something though, but just say I don't like it, and then
Right,
I'll only have my feelings hurt a lot. But
amazing. Well, I guess kind of going along with the lines of being a boss, having a boss, any kind of boss like figure or mentor, have you ever gotten like a good piece of advice from someone that is kind of a mentor figure to you? And anything, either personal or career wise? Because I know there's so many different places you could have like a figure like that.
yeah. So I've been trying to think about this one too, and I'm like, oh, I don't really have a mentor in the industry, but one thing that I did learn in my sophomore year at WCU, I was in a class and I was taking like in one of my sport management classes. My prof, he was like, honestly, yeah, it's great that you guys are like majoring in this was when I was a sport management major. Uh, it's great that you guys are majoring in sport management, but really, it's all about connections. Like network as much as you can, make as many connections as you can. Remember these people and have them remember you. And you will go so far in this industry
Mm,
because sport industry, music industry, so many industries are so competitive. And so really making those connections is so important. And yeah, like as great as it is to have a degree in whatever field and go into that field, making the connections and like networking is so important because if you know the right people, you'll be able to get your foot in the door. And so that's why it's so fun on LinkedIn adding all these people. I'm like, yes, you work for the Sounders, amazing. Oh, you work for the Sounders too, amazing. Her. Um, so yeah, and then also like along with that, just one of my favorite things is also just like people aren't going to remember what you said, but they're going to remember how you made them feel.
mm-hmm.
And so just kind of remembering those two things together um, has I've been trying to be like really aware of others and of actually remembering names and faces because I feel like over the years I've gotten worse at names and faces, so I've had to like make more of an effort. But I still remember them pretty well, just not all the time, and just like remembering conversations. Yeah.
Mm. I had chills when you said that. They're not gonna remember what you said, but they remember how you made them feel or whatnot. I can't quote it as good as you just did, but I had chills when you said it. Um, I guess kind of looking back still at college, because from you getting that advice then, is there anything you wish now you could tell college era you from any time? Like any advice you would give yourself?
Yeah, I would tell myself like to give myself more grace. Like I changed my major twice, and one of
Mm-hmm.
those times I mean, both those times I wasn't happy with my major. Actually, okay, the first time it's because I didn't get into the major because I had really bad grades and I didn't finish the application to get into the major, and so it was just really tough. And then having to figure out what to do next, I was honestly my heart, my mind were all over the place. So just if I could tell myself to give myself grace and to honestly like also hunker down and just really focus on what I want, um, and to like know what I want, that I feel like could have changed my whole world.
Yeah, that's nice. It's always good to be kind to yourself and give yourself grace, like you said. So obviously, you've come to a point where you kind of like had the realization and learned it from being able to reflect back on maybe when you didn't be like, man, I should have been better to myself. But then I guess it's just going to help you, be better to yourself now and in the future.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. I know. It's like
Working
it's
on that
one
one
of
too.
right, it's one of those things that's it's never going to be settled. You know, like I feel like that's one of those things that you're always going to be your biggest critic. You're always going to be the worst to yourself out of anyone. And so, well, unless you were like a narcissist. But um but you know, it's kind of one of the things like it's never going to be perfectly right or you're never going to fully get over it, but you can try and you can be doing your best to do it every day. I have so many questions I wanted to ask, and I don't even know which one I want to talk about next. But um, I guess while we've been talking a lot about creative things, I'll go there first. So I know you've kind of explored a lot of things on the internet with us starting up Outcast and everything. Have you found any tools you think are underrated that you would recommend to others?
Oh gosh, I feel like a really underrated tool is honestly just like social media
Mm-hmm.
and like Pinterest, Instagram, even TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, like because it's full of people who know what they're doing and it's full of ideas and it's full of things that like anyone can rework, anyone can do. And just like all the tutorials, like I've learned so much and I feel like it's made me better and
Mm,
just having like a better eye for things and like kind of figuring out how to do things and yeah. So, oh, and like YouTube too. I always use YouTube and Google. I'm like, how to do this, how to do that.
yeah.
And but yeah, I don't know, maybe it's not underrated. But I never would have thought about using social media as like or like considering it as a tool for
Right.
like creating things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my coworkers and I were actually just talking about that last night because someone was like, "Oh, I need to go figure out how to make a reel." And then someone said, "Oh, watch a TikTok about it. Go on TikTok and find someone showing you like tips on how to make reels." And it's just so funny because I feel like we never think about that there's like the answer to everything. There's always going to be someone with a tutorial or something, and it's going to be easier to watch and replicate something, especially with like Adobe Illustrator and things, than just trying to go
Mm-hmm.
in and do it. But to like watch where someone like the path they take to get somewhere, or maybe they use a different tool that you never thought to use. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the easiest way to learn it, is to just follow along and do what they do. And then you can add it to your toolbox and use it later.
Yeah. Like I have a whole folder on like my Instagram save things called media that I just save all the cool, well, all the things I think are cool, like reels and carousels even, just of like tutorials or of things that are done. And like I sent someone to say, I'm like, okay, I know this isn't Spanish, but it's like pretty easy to follow.
And then let me know, like, yeah, you should be able to get the hang of it.
Because like the Adobe is in English. It's just the narration that's in
Right.
Spanish.
No, definitely. Speaking of Spanish, I was already going to ask this question next because it's kind of coming down to my last questions. Um, but I feel like one of the biggest things we always do on Likewise is we kind of just talk about things going on in our lives and what we've been doing, and we usually have a lot of time to catch up. Since we had not recorded in such a long time, we kind of never talked about any of this, and I honestly only know what I've seen on social media. But you took a trip to Mexico to visit family, and sometime in the fall, maybe September, I think.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
was
I just love
September.
to know more about the experience and anything cool you got to do and what you love most about the area you were
Yeah. So, if you didn't know, I'm a quarter Mexican, and now you know. So we have family down in Zacatecas. That is Zacatecas, Mexico, in like the city Zacatecas in the state of Zacatecas of Mexico. So my abuela, my grandmother, my dad's mom, was born there, raised there, and then she came to the U.S. to go to school or to teach or something. I don't know. Somehow she got her master's
in.
and she taught something. I think maybe she taught Spanish here. No, she taught English in Mexico. I really don't know what she taught, but she was a
Mm.
teacher and she got her master's. And if you know her now, I'm glad she's not going to be listening to this, but if you knew her now, you would not expect that. Like, I love her, but anyways, beside the point. Yeah, and she like met my puppy, my grandfather in the U.S. In Illinois, of all places. Yeah, she decided to go to Illinois.
Interesting.
Yeah, fun fact. Um, but yeah, so we have family down there, and it's like like basically like center of the country, but it's like considered northern Mexico, and so it's a little dangerous. And we went down there for 10 days in September because we were going for La Feria, like the fair for Mexican Independence Day, which is September 15th. And so we were there from the 8th to the 19th, the 18th, 9th to the 19th. I don't know. We were there for like 10, 11-ish days. And I hope this doesn't get me canceled, but we went to like some bullfights, which I love bullfights. Some people don't love bullfights because it's like killing the bulls in the
Oh, yeah.
ring in the arena. But what a lot of people don't know is that these bulls are raised specifically for that. So like if bullfights were to totally stop, go extinct, no more, like this species of bull or whatever would also go extinct. So
Mm.
I won't go on too much about it because it's if you don't like them, it's a lot, and if you do like them, great, I like them too. Anyways, so we went to a couple fights, and we saw a lot of family, and it was just really good weather. I loved it. Sunny. I got a little tan. Yeah, it was really fun. Flight was not fun because we took a red eye there,
Mm.
and I hated
Gross.
that. Couldn't sleep. And so like that was rough. And this was like the I don't know, my sister stayed home and because she had school and my brother was in Arizona at that point, so it was just me, my mom and dad, and we haven't taken a trip just us since I was
Right.
the only child. I mean, I guess technically we went to Mexico in '04, and then my mom, dad and I went to Oklahoma for my godparents' wedding, and Josiah stayed in Mexico with my grandparents. But it's been a while. But it was really fun. Saw a whole bunch of different family members, cousins, saw the city, and I was there for the first time for Mexican Independence Day. And so, like, at midnight, they do like El Grito, where they are like, Viva Mexico!
Mm.
Viva Mexico! Like, all whatever. We weren't actually there in the plaza or town square, whatever it's called. I don't even know. But we were just at like one of my cousin's house and watched the fireworks from the roof terrace that they have, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a great experience. Yeah, I love the city. It's so pretty. But it's like Pullman where everywhere you go is uphill.
Oh,
It's that's awful. And we
yeah.
walk everywhere. So so fun, so fun. But yeah. And something really funny though is like on the way back, like on the way home, we we took a bus from Zacatecas to Guadalajara, which is like a 6-hour bus ride. And so that was rough. But once we got to the Guadalajara airport, we literally went through TSA. We got to like the second floor or whatever, and then we're standing by the glass looking at the runway and like all these planes. And then I see like the glass kind of like moving, shaking because
Mm.
it was I don't know if I'm painting this picture well enough, but it's like a metal bar and then the glass panes that aren't actually like connected, they're just kind of glass
Oh, yeah.
panes and on this level or whatever. And I see them shaking. I'm like, that's kind of weird. And then I'm getting dizzy. And I'm like, why am like what the heck is going on? And then this alarm starts blaring, goes like all these people are literally running. And then like this, like over the PA or something, they say something in Spanish, but I don't yeah, I don't remember what they were saying. But yeah, so there was an earthquake going on.
Mm.
And I was like live snapping it on one of my private stories. And it was so funny. And people were like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm great. Like my mom, dad, and I, we're just huddled, not huddled, but we're just kind of like standing there in the middle of like this walkway while everyone else is like running, which, you know, you should be
Sprinting.
doing. And then the subway workers like left subway and then went by this pole or whatever. And so everything's shaking. And I'm like, what the heck? This is crazy. Like,
Right.
in my cognizant life, I've never experienced an earthquake. Um, it didn't last long. I can, like, maybe a minute or two. I don't know if that's long. I don't know if that's short. It felt like that long, but maybe it was 20 seconds. Honestly, cannot tell you. Um, maybe 5 minutes. Probably not 5 minutes. That feels like really long. Anyways, it was like a 6 point or 7 point magnitude from
Whoa.
a bit away, like on the coast or something. No, maybe not on the coast. I don't know where it was. I don't know anything. But it was like a really big earthquake, and then I'm just like, this is crazy. Wow. And then my dad's like, should we be more worried than we are? Because we're just like not worried. Like we're just these white people in the middle of all these Mexicans who are like fearing for their lives.
Right.
And we're just looking around like, what is everyone doing? Um, but yeah, then we got on the plane a couple hours later, and I like sent a voice message to my brother and sister. I was like, "Oh my gosh, we just lived through an earthquake. How fun!" And yeah, so it was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that happened, but also not a lot. Just mostly walking and taking a look at the city, which I just love to do. It's so fun. But
Mhm.
yeah,
That's so fun. I've always been very intrigued and wanted to, I don't know, see. It was like cool to see all your photos and stuff of the city and when you're at the bull races. I was like, oh, that looks like so
yeah.
much fun.
Let's go sometime.
Speaking of going, when I was actually getting my car worked on, I was at the dealership and the news was on, and they were showing this map of that there's 5 or 6 Mexican states that the U.S. has like official safety alerts on right now for people to not travel
Yeah,
there, and
yeah.
Zacatecas is one of
Zacatecas is
them.
one of them.
Yeah,
It's been that way for a while. I think it was definitely on the reconsider your travel their list when we went, but we're like, we're fine.
you're
It's
like,
fine.
we have family and know what we're doing.
We'll be fine. Yeah, and you know what? Am I fine today? Yes. Would I go right now? Yes. Even when it says do not go.
Oh goodness. I remember, well, oh my gosh, when I went to El Paso for like 2 seconds, uh, like a year ago. And it was so interesting being there because I never really realized, because I've never really looked at a map that closely, I never knew that El Paso was right on the border. And so when I went to El Paso, like driving on the highway to go where I was going, I could just look to one side of me and I could see stuff that was in Mexico. And then I could look to the other side of me and it would be the Costco in El Paso, Texas.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was very interesting. But it's so fun to hear about because I've never really traveled out of the country ever. I mean, I went to Canada when I was like 6, but I don't really remember it. And it was to Ontario, just like right across the bridge from Detroit. So I don't really know.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, wow, so fun, so cool. I loved learning so much about everything you've done this year and just all your thoughts and feelings. It's so fun when we get to talk like this because whenever I don't know, we talk so much about, I mean, our lives sometimes, but these days sometimes like we get so caught up talking about likewise things and outcast things and ideas for things that sometimes we don't know a lot of the other things that we're actually
Yeah.
feeling. So it's fun to just take an hour to catch up and hear more and actually ask questions because we'll talk about what's currently going on in our lives and whatnot, but we don't really ever kind of think to go back and ask each other questions. So it's just nice
Yeah,
to
that's
have that
true.
time and learn things, have good chats, and all of that stuff. Um, so if you've listened to my interview, you know that this week we changed it up and we're doing Song of the Week differently. And so we are doing like mini playlists in these. So Issa will have a mini playlist to give to you. So Issa, what's your mini playlist?
My playlist, it's like just kind of random stuff. But I like saw this kid on like my Instagram Explore page, and I like listened, and I was like, he's like, oh my gosh, Elise literally messaged me, like Elise Myers messaged me an hour after like the deadline for this song to come out or whatever, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, this is so good. And I went back to like her page to see like her duet with whatever, because it was originally TikTok and then she posted it to her Instagram, blah blah blah, blah, all the things. And so I listened, I was like, oh my gosh, wait, this is so good. So, anyways, the song Chronically Cautious by Braden Bales. It's so
Mm-hmm.
good. I'm obsessed with it. Like that song has been on repeat in my head. Too. As well as if you listen to Sam's episode, uh, Are You Impressed by Honey Revenge? Those two have like just been up there. Um, and then also like the whole Rolling Up the Welcome Mat EP by Kelsey Ballerini. It's so good. I can't pick just a couple songs, but I kind of had to. So I, it's just so hard. They're all so good for like such different reasons. But I really like, I love Penthouse and Blindsided. They're so good. Also, have been listening to that EP like nonstop. And a couple weeks ago, I listened to it 5 times through, just straight in a row. I
Mm.
was like, I can't get enough of it. It's so good. And then also, finally, I finally listened to Endless Summer Vacation by Miley Cyrus, and I was putting it off because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like nervous. What if I don't like it? What if blah blah blah? Like what? All the things. I love it. I'm such a fan. This might be a hot take, but it might be one of my favorite projects that she's done. Like I loved Plastic Hearts. I loved the live album she put out last year or 2 years ago. Last year, I don't know. Whatever. I love them, but I don't know. This one just feels different. And like, I might not love every song on there because there's some that I'm like, I don't care. Could live without. But it feels so authentic and just feels so genuine and like just so much like her, which I feel like is something that she's really tried to do ever since really becoming her own. And um, I don't know, but it feels so good. And so my favorites are Jaded and 1,000 Miles, and 1,000 Miles featuring Brandy Carlisle. But also, hot take, I love Wonder Woman. I love that one too. So
Mm.
those are my six.
I love that. I am bad and still haven't listened to all of it because the day it came out, I was like going out and doing things with my friends, but Zeke had already listened to it, so he played like a couple songs in the car, but I didn't pay attention because we were also talking. So I haven't like, and some songs have come on when I'm driving, but I haven't paid enough attention to like actually recognize them or know which ones are what names. So I still need to do a full listen, but
Hmm.
I know so far it's great and I like what I've heard a lot.
Yeah, I think you like it.
Uh,
I think maybe I don't know, maybe not.
no,
Some
I
people
think
who
I
I thought
will.
would like it, they're like, nah, it's okay. I was
I
like,
feel
oh,
like I
hot
love
take.
everything she does, and sometimes it just takes me a minute to really warm up to something if I like it but am not obsessed with it the first time around.
Hmm.
Like that's how I was with um Midnights by Taylor Swift. Like I
Mm,
first listen, I was like, yeah, it's good. And then I listened to the Carly Rae Jepsen that came album that came out on the same day. Right after it, I was like, that's so much better than Midnights. And then after a couple weeks, I was like, okay, Midnights is like actually really good, and it's really growing on me.
yeah,
So I think it takes me a little bit to let something kind of simmer.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
like it.
I'll have to listen to also the Kelsey Ballerini EP.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. And just like knowing, like listening to those songs and knowing like kind of what was going on during other points
Right.
in her life and being like, oh my gosh, that's what was going on. Like, never would have guessed, like, oh, they're all so good. I won't add the whole EP to the playlist. I really want to, but I won't. Um, I'll just, I'll, I'll add it eventually because I'll just make one of the songs my song of the week
Right.
every week
Every
until the
week.
whole EP's there.
That's funny. Ah, love that. Well, I guess that concludes our interview episode for Issa, which is just so interesting. It flew by for me. Like when I went and saw that it had
Hmm.
been over an hour, I was like shocked and was like, well, I should
No,
probably
no, same.
get us wrapped up because that's crazy. Um, but yeah, it did not feel as long as it was. But yeah, if you've listened this far, thanks. And if you like us, follow us on Instagram at likewise_pod and also rate and review us on Apple Podcasts because we want more people to be able to find us who would enjoy us. And then also follow on any of those any streaming platform. you use. If you don't use Apple Podcasts, follow us on Spotify, iHeart, anything, wherever you can find us, to make sure you get to listen to us as soon as we post an episode, because they are not coming out at the exact same time every single week. So there's only one way to know when there's something new.
Yeah, that's good. Sam, I had so much fun, and those questions were actually a lot of fun to answer, even though I was kind of really anxious about them all. Um, you just have such a way with words and with asking questions and making people feel seen and valued. And so I just want to thank you for that. I'm really excited for the future of Likewise and for Outcast. So if you haven't listened to Outcast, make sure to go listen now. Thanks again for such a great conversation. Every time we do this, love it. Love you. And I hope you just have a really great rest of your night.
Thanks, Issa, and likewise to you all.
Bye.
Bye.